Good afternoon, YouTubers. It's Justin or New Time Travel Jaime 88. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today it's time for another Throwback Thursday. Man, I haven't done a Throwback Thursday on my channel in a while, but today I am finally going to do this. This week, I'm going to be taking a look at Back to the Future Trilogy 30th Anniversary on Blu-ray. And yes, now, if you guys saw this review before, well, I'm uploading this again in a better quality and using my smartphone camera with 60 frames per second. And this came out in 2015. It consists of 3 Back to the Future films: Back to the Future Part 2, and Back to the Future Part 3. Well, that's the car speeding fast outside. So anyway, let's dive right into the set. Before we get down to business, I'd like to give a quick shout out to Anthony Goody. Anthony, if you're watching this, your videos are excellent, dude. Keep up the good work. And thanks you for the reaction video. Make sure you check out his channel on YouTube. I'll leave a link in the description below. Let's begin. Alright, I like this artwork right here. And here's the boss and a DeLorean. The title is nice embossed. And you got the colors bouncing off of there. It's very nice. Individual, you got Marty, Doc, Lorraine. Here's Marty in a hoverboard. There's the DeLorean in a 50s style wheel for Back to the Future Part 3. Here's Doc Brown hanging from the clock tower. Here's Biff. And here's George McFly. That's my best impression of George McFly. He was done to laughing. And the DeLorean itself is nice embossed. Let's take a look. You have 1885, 1955, 1985, and 2015. Blu-ray and digital HD. Here's the spine. Back to the Future 30th Anniversary, and you got the sides also embossed on here. It says on the side, here's the Blu-ray. Here's the back. It's ironic that a movie about time travel is timeless, says quote by Michael J. Fox right here. You can zoom up real quick. There we go. It says here, experience the future all over again with the Back to the Future 30th Anniversary Trilogy. Join Marty McFly, Michael J. Fox, Doc Brown, Christopher Lloyd, and a time-traveling DeLorean for the adventure of a lifetime as they travel to the past, present, and future, setting off a time-shattering chain reaction that disrupts the space-time continuum. From filmmakers Steven Spielberg, Robert Zemeckis, and Bob Gale, this unforgettable collection features hours of bonus feature, and it's an unraveling trilogy that stands the test of time. Here's Marty with Johnny B. Good, Marty and Lorraine. Here's Doc in the clock tower. Here's Marty and Doc Brown. And here's another scene. You got Doc in a DeLorean, Marty in the hoverboard, the time circuits. Here's Doc and Marty from, I meant to almost say Morty, but it's Marty. And Doc Brown. And you know, Rick and Morty is based off the of Marty McFly and Doc Brown. Let's take a look. All 3 movies in HD, hours of bonus features. If you want to, you can pause the video. Let me zoom in real quick. You got Doc Brown saves the world, restoring a DeLorean. I have a documentary on DVD, looking back to the Future. This is taken from 2009, plus 2 episodes from the hit CBS series Back to the Future, the animated series, plus 2015 commercials, and plus other archives right here. All right, and this is made in 2015. All right, let's open it up. And take a look at this. It's a digibook. I really truly like this. This is amazing. Let me open up, and here is Back to the Future. Yes, this is the one that started it all. The film is from 1985, starring Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd, Leah Thompson, and Crispin Glover, directed by Robert Zemeckis. Here's the stills from the movie. Here's Marty with the hair dryer that was taken from the deleted Back to the Future. Here's the poster. You built a time machine out of the DeLorean, says Marty McFly. Still pictures. He was never in time for his classes. He wasn't in time for his dinner. Then one day he wasn't in his time at all. Take a look. You got some bonus features. Let me zoom in real quick so you can see. Focus. Focus. It's a hard time to focus here, but there you go. All right. You got there's a pop-up trivia. That's the only you can find on the Blu-ray, but you're not going to find it on DVD. Let me take the disc or the Blu-ray disc out very gently, and here's Marty McFly, Back to the Future. I love the artwork on the Blu-ray. It's very nice. And I know sometimes his studs tends to scratch up a bit, but that's okay. And the artwork is very nice and pop. Oh yes, it can pick up on my camera too. Oh yeah. Take this, carefully put this back in there. Nice and tight. Then you got Back to the Future Part 2. This is from 1989, while Back to the Future is 1985. Here's alternate Biff. There's the 2015 clock tower. Here's Marty and Doc. Here's the alternate Lorraine. Here's Griff and his gang. Special features. There we go. Plus some hilarious outtakes. Some of the scenes that was taken from the contents from 2002 and the 2010 released. Back to the Future Part 2 has Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd once again, Leah Thompson, and Thomas F. Wilson. Now, the producers wanted Crispin Glover to come back, but unfortunately, instead they hired Jeffrey Wiseman to settle in to take over. But fortunately, when Glover saw it, he sued Steven Spielberg with his likeness, and that's why it broke the studio law. Here's the Universal Controls. Now, Back to the Future Part 2 was supposedly originally, when in the script or the early draft of this film, it have Marty and Doc goes back to 1967, and we saw Lorraine in protest, and they scrapped the idea, and that's why they wanted to do Back to the Future Part 2, and where they decided to have Marty's dad get killed in the film, in the alternate line. And Marty and Doc have to go back to 1955. They recreate the scenes from Part 1, including the footage from Crispin Glover. Now, fun fact, Back to the Future, it was originally intended to set up at Columbia Pictures for Back to the Future Part 1. So after reading the drafts, the execs of Columbia Pictures saying, thanks, but no thanks. So, and they take it down to Zemeckis telling, and Bob telling, take it down to Disney, and they took it down to Disney. The Disney execs weren't too happy, and they said, "Are you lost your mind? You have one scene with Marty and his mom Lorraine in the car, too extreme for the House of Mouse. It's too extreme for family." So Disney rejected it, and finally they went to Universal, and they did. Back to the Future Part 2. "Rose, we're going. We don't need Rose," says Doc Brown. "Getting back was only the beginning." And here's the artwork. Let me take this Blu-ray, the Blu-ray disc out. Yeah, very nice. You got Marty and the Doc looking at the watch. There's the DeLorean. All right. Now, Back to the Future Part 2 and Part 3 were shot simultaneously back to back. And here's the final climax, Back to the Future Part 3 from 1990. It has Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd, and Mary Steenburgen, and Thomas F. Wilson and Leah Thompson. There's Buford Mad Dog Tennant. "Nobody calls me Mad Dog." And there's Clara Clayton. Here's Marty. Doc and Marty again. And there's the DeLorean traveling back to 1885. And you got some special features. All right. Camera can focus here. All right. They say the best trip for last, but this time they may have gone too far. And I'm going to show you the special features. All right. And here's the, not going to take off too much. Here's the artwork of Marty, Doc, and Clara. All right. And here's the all-new bonus content. More still pictures, which I really love it. And here's the animated Marty. Here's Maggie, Seamus, and the baby. That's William. Here's Biff, original Biff. Here's Marty and Doc. Special features, plus the Doc Brown Saved the World and 2 episodes of Back to the Future cartoon, Brothers and Mac the Black. Very nice. Let me take out the bonus content. All right. Very, very, very nice indeed. Yeah. I know there is an earlier copy but does have the artwork that's on the earlier copy. Let's take a look. Here's some promos. Here's some other promos, including the History of Ultimate History book. I know they updated that one for 2020. BackToTheFuture.com. All the Back to the Future merchandise. It's right here with Diamond Select Toys. I don't think Diamond Select Toys had this concluded the Back to the Future toys. Lego Dimensions. And there's the DeLorean. I know they're going to plan to do the Lego DeLorean, which is coming out next month. And there's the back with the Back to the Future Ultraviolet, which I'm not going to show the codes on there. Look at that. This is very nice. I love it. Oh, yes. Now, as you may recall, the To Be Continued was not shown at the end of the Back to the Future Part 1, where it's showing back in theaters in 1985. They was followed as the Doc telling Marty to take Jennifer to 2015. That's a running joke. But after a success of grossing box office, Universal decided to add the video To Be Continued on its home video release in 1986. And yeah, but you're not going to find to be continued on the current DVD and Blu-ray and 4K release. The only way you can find it is on the DVD. I mean, the original VHS and Laserdisc release in Betamax. Now, as for Back to the Future Part 2, it has the Back to the Future Part 3 teaser, at the end, but that excluded when it premiered on TV back in 1992 on ABC. ABC removed the Back to the Future Part 3 teaser at the end, but thank God it was restored on the VHS and restores the text coming summer 1990. That text was removed on the VHS Betamax Laserdisc release and the early 2002 DVD release. Alright, so that's it from here. Make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching.